Yay, we got a fancy hat.
It's my only hat.
Beautiful. Yay. Way to participate. I'll join you when he gets here. All right. So Anthea.
So if we all take a few breaths to join together for the meeting. And invite Holy Spirit in to read the lessons with us. So that we can listen with our hearts. And we give thanks in anticipation of a deeper understanding of these lessons. And I'm going to kick it off with nothing I see means anything. The reason this is so is that I see nothing, and nothing has no meaning. It is necessary that I recognize this, that I may learn to see. What I think I see now is taking the place of vision. I must let it go by realizing it has no meaning, so that vision may take its place. Nothing I see means anything. I have given what I see all the meaning it has for me. I have judged everything I look upon, and it is this and only this I see. This is not vision. It is merely an illusion of reality, because my judgments have been made quite apart from reality. I am willing to recognize the lack of validity in my judgments, because I want to see. My judgments have hurt me, and I do not want to see according to them. I have given what I see all the meaning it has for me. I do not understand anything I see. How could I understand what I see when I have judged it amiss? What I see is the projection of my own errors of thought. I do not understand what I see because it is not understandable. There is no sense in trying to understand it, but there is every reason to let it go and make room for what can be seen and understood and loved. I can exchange what I see now for this merely by willing to do so. Is it not the better choice? Is it not a better choice than the one I made before? I do not understand anything I see. Tina.
These thoughts do not mean anything. The thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything because I am trying to think without God. What I call my thoughts are not my real thoughts. What I call my thoughts are not my real thoughts. My real thoughts are the thoughts I think with God. I am not aware of them because I have made my thoughts to take their place. I am willing to recognize that my thoughts do not mean anything and to let them go. I choose to have them be replaced by what they were intended to replace. My thoughts are meaningless. But all creation lies in the thoughts I think with God. These thoughts do not mean anything. I am never upset for the reason I think. I am never upset for the reason I think, because I am constantly trying to justify my thoughts. I am constantly trying to make them true. I make all things my enemies so that my anger is justified and my attacks are warranted. I have not realized how much I have misused everything I see by assigning this role to it. I have done this to defend a thought system that has hurt me and that I no longer want. I am willing to let it go. I am never upset for the reason I think.
V.
Are you reading from the course?
Oh yes, sweetie, I'm sorry. We're doing the first, we do the first 50 review. So we're in lesson 52, the review. And page 84, that'll make it easy. You on the FIP? Yep, all right, so page 84.
Okay,
Got it, cool. Thank you.
and just read the whole page.
Just read, I mean, Anthea will let you
Number
go until.
6. I am upset because I see what is not there.
Okay, I'm upset because I see what's not there.
Yeah.
And you want me to read that paragraph
Yes.
or just the number?
No. Read the actual lesson, the review lesson. That's what we're doing. We're reading the review lessons. And you just, since this is your first time, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it real quick. We just take a moment, just invite Holy Spirit in, because we all can read, right? This is not really about just reading the lesson. It's allowing the lesson to penetrate. So we're just opening up, being willing to hear our brothers read this and to say this, so we can hear ourselves say these lessons. It's an actual transmission from Christ. So again, we just want to allow ourselves the opportunity to receive that transmission. So, all right. So yeah, you'll read all right. I look forward to it.
I agree.
Awesome.
I agree.
Cool. Beautiful.
Reality is never frightening. It's impossible that I could upset me. Reality brings only perfect peace. When I'm upset, it's always because I've replaced reality with illusions I made up. The illusions are upsetting because I've given them reality and thus regard reality as an illusion. Nothing in God's creation is affected in any way by this confusion of mine. I'm always upset by nothing.
You do another one, V.
Number 2. I see it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I see only the past.
Well, number 7. I'm sorry, did you ask me to read it again? I'll read another.
Yeah, read number 7. I see only the past,
Okay,
please.
thank you. I see only the past. As I look about, I condemn the world I look upon. I call this seeing. I hold the past against everyone and everything, making them my enemies. When I've forgiven myself and remembered who I am, I will bless everyone and everything I see. There will be no past and therefore no enemy. And I will look with love on all that I failed to see before.
Thank you. John.
My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see only my own thoughts, and my mind is preoccupied with the past. What then can I see as it is? Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind. Let me understand that I am trying to use time against God. Let me learn to give the past away, realizing that in doing so, I am giving up nothing. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see nothing as it is now. If I see nothing as it is now, it can truly be said that I see nothing. I can see only what is now. The choice is not whether to see the past or the present. The choice is merely whether to see or not. What I have chosen to see has cost me vision. Now I would choose again that I may see. I see nothing as it is now. My thoughts do not mean anything. I have no private thoughts. Yet it is only private thoughts of which I am aware. What can these thoughts mean? They do not exist, and so they mean nothing. Yet my mind is part of creation and part of its creator. Would I not rather join the thinking of the universe than to obscure all that is really mine with my pitiful and meaningless private thoughts? My thoughts do not mean anything.
Thank you. Hello, Bibiana.
Hello.
Would you read the next few?
Yes. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Since the thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything, the world that pictures them can have no meaning. What is producing this world is insane and so is what it produces. Reality is not insane, and I have real thoughts as well as insane ones. I can, therefore, see a real world if I look to my real thoughts as my guide for seeing. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. Insane thoughts are upsetting. They produce a world in which there is no order anywhere. Only chaos rules, a world that represents chaotic thinking. And chaos has no laws. I cannot live in peace in such a world. I am grateful that this world is not real. And that I need not to see it at all unless I choose to value it. And I do not choose to value what is totally insane and has no meaning. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. A meaningless world in gender sphere. The totally insane in gender sphere because it is completely undependable and offers no grounds for trust. Nothing in madness is dependable. Nothing in madness is dependable, and it holds out no safety and no hope. But such world is not real. I have given it the illusion of reality and have suffered from my belief in it. Now I choose to withdraw this belief and I place my trust in reality, In choosing this, I will escape all the effects of the world of fear because I am acknowledging that it does not exist. A meaningless world in gender sphere.
God did not create a meaningless world. How can a meaningless world exist if God did not create it? He is the source of all meaning, and everything that is real is in his mind. It is in my mind too, because he created it with me. Why should I continue to suffer from the effects of my own insane thoughts when the perfection of creation is my home? Let me remember the power of my decision and recognize where I really abide. God did not create a meaningless world. My thoughts are images that I have made. Whatever I see reflects my thoughts. It is my thoughts that tell me where I am and what I am. The fact that I see a world in which there is suffering and loss and death shows me that I am seeing only the representation of my insane thoughts, and that I am not allowing my real thoughts to cast their beneficent light on what I see. Yet God's way is sure. The images I have made cannot prevail against him, because it is not my will that they do so. My will is his, and I will place no other gods before him. I have no neutral thoughts. Neutral thoughts are impossible because all thoughts have power. They will either make a false world or lead me to the real one. But thoughts cannot be without effects. As the world I see arises from my thinking errors, so will the real world rise before my eyes as I let my errors be corrected. My thoughts cannot be neither true nor false. They must be one or the other. What I see shows me which they are. I have no neutral thoughts. Tina.
I'll read one and then I want to pass it to Vivian, since she's heard us go around a few times and she just got her book. So I'm going to do one, all right? And I'm going to pass it to you. Is that okay, Anthea?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I see no neutral things. What I see witnesses to what I think. If I did not think, I would not exist, because life is thought. Let me look on the world I see as the representation of my own state of mind. I know that my state of mind can change. And so I also know the world I see can change as well. That's good. I see no neutral things. I'll pass it to Vivian.
18. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. If I have no private thoughts, I cannot see a private world. Even the mad idea of separation had to be shared before it could form the basis of the world I see. Yet that sharing is a sharing of nothing. I can also call upon my real thoughts, which share everything with everyone. As my thoughts of separation call to the separation thoughts of others, so my real thoughts awaken the real thoughts in them. And the world my real thoughts show me will dawn on their sight as well as mine. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. 19. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am alone in nothing. Everything I think or say or do teaches all the universe. A son of God cannot think or speak or act in vain. He cannot be alone in anything. It is therefore in my power to change every mind along with mine, for mine is the power of God. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. 20. I am determined to see. Recognizing the shared nature of my thoughts, I am determined to see. I would look upon the witnesses that show me the thinking of the world has been changed. I would behold the proof that what has been done through me has enabled love to replace fear, laughter to replace tears, and abundance to replace loss. I would look upon the real world and let it teach me that my will and the will of God are one. I am determined to see.
Thank you.
John,
I'm determined to see things differently. What I see now are but signs of disease, disaster, and death. This cannot be what God created for his beloved Son. The very fact that I see such things is proof that I do not understand God. Therefore, I also do not understand his Son. What I see tells me that I do not know who I am. I am determined to see the witnesses to the truth in me, rather than those which show me an illusion of myself. I am determined to see things different. What I see is a form of vengeance. The world I see is hardly the representation of loving thoughts. It is a picture of attack on everything by everything. It is everything but a reflection of the love of God and the love of his Son. It is my own attack thoughts that give rise to this picture. My loving thoughts will save me from the perception of the world and give me the peace God intended me to have. What I see is a form of vengeance. I can escape from this world by giving up attack thoughts. Herein lies salvation and nowhere else. Out attack thoughts, I could not see a world of attack. As forgiveness allows love to return to my awareness, I will see a world of peace and safety and joy. And it is this I choose to see in place of what I look on. I can escape from this world by giving up attack thoughts. I do not perceive my own best interests. How could I recognize my own best interests when I do not know who I am? What I think are my best interests would merely bind me closer to the world of illusions. I'm willing to follow the guide God has given me to find out what my own best interests are, recognizing that I cannot perceive them by myself. I do not perceive my own best interests.
How can you put that down so easily?
Bibiana,
I do not know what anything is for. To me, the purpose of everything is to prove that my illusions about myself are real. It is for this purpose that I attempt to use everyone and everything. It is for this that I believe the world is for. Therefore, I do not recognize its real purpose. The purpose I have given the world has led to a frightening picture of it. Let me open my mind to the world's real purpose by withdrawing the one I have given it and learning the truth about it. I do not know what anything is for. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. How can I know who I am when I see myself as under constant attack, pain, illness, loss, age, and death seem to threaten me? All my hopes and wishes and plans appear to be at the mercy of a world I cannot control. Yet perfect security and complete fulfillment are my inheritance. I have tried to give my inheritance away in exchange for the world I see. But God has kept my inheritance safe for me. My own real thoughts will teach me what it is. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability.
thank you. V,
Above all else, I want to see, recognizing that what I see reflects what I think I am. I realize that vision is my greatest need. The world I see attests to the fearful nature of the self-image I have made. If I would remember who I am, it's essential that I let this image of myself go. As it is replaced by truth, vision will surely be given me. And with this vision, I will look upon the world and on myself with charity and love. Above all else, I want to see. Above all else, I want to see differently. The world I see holds my fearful self-image in place and guarantees its continuance. While I see the world as I see it now, truth cannot enter my awareness. I would let the door behind this world be open for me, that I may look past it to the world that reflects the love of God. Above all else, I want to see differently. God is in everything I see. Behind every image I have made, the truth remains unchanged. Behind every veil I have drawn across the face of love, its light remains undimmed. Beyond all my insane wishes is my will, united with the will of my Father. God is still everywhere and in everything, Father. And we who are part of him will yet look past all appearances and recognize the truth beyond them all. God is in everything I see. God is in everything I see because God is in my mind, in my own mind. Behind all my insane thoughts of separation and attack is the knowledge that all is one forever. I have not lost the knowledge of who I am because I have forgotten it. It has been kept from me in the mind of God, who has not left his thought. And I, who am among them, am one of them, and one with them. God is in everything I see, because God is in my mind.
Thank you. John.
Brother, you're muted.
Better idea. Maybe what I was saying was that lesson.
I know, it's trying to make me not hear it.
I'm on 31 now.
Yes,
I'm not
brother.
the victim of the world I see.
Yes.
How can I be the victim of a world that can be completely undone if I so choose?
Mm.
My chains are loosened.
Mm.
I can drop them off merely by desiring to do so.
Mm.
The prison door is open. I can leave simply by walking out. Nothing holds me in this world. Only my wish to stay keeps me a prisoner. I would give up my insane wishes and walk into the sunlight at last. I am not the victim of the world I see. I have invented the world I see. I made up the prison in which I see myself. All I need do is recognize this and I am free. I have deluded myself into believing it is possible to imprison the Son of God. I was bitterly mistaken in this belief, in which I no longer want. The Son of God must be forever free. He is as God created him, and not what I would make of him. He is where God would have him be, and not where I thought to hold him prisoner. I have invented the world I see. There is another way of looking at the world. Since the purpose of the world is not the one I ascribe to, since the purpose of the world is not the one I ascribe to it, there must be another way of looking at it. I see everything upside down, and my thoughts are the opposite to the truth. I see the world as a prison for God's Son. It must be then that the world is really a place where he can be set free. I would look upon the world as it is and see it as a place where the Son of God finds his freedom. There is another way of looking at the world. I could see peace instead of this. When I see the world as a place of freedom, I realize that it reflects the laws of God instead of the rules I make up for it to obey. I would understand that peace, not war, abides in it. And I'll perceive that peace also abides in the hearts of all who share this place with me. I could see peace instead of this. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. As I share the peace of the world with my brothers, I begin to understand that this peace comes from deep within myself. The world I look upon has taken on the light of my forgiveness and shines forgiveness back at me. In this light, I begin to see what my illusion about myself keeps hidden. I begin to understand the holiness of all living things, including myself and their oneness with me. My mind is part of God's, and I am very holy. My holiness envelops everything I see. From my holiness does the perception of the real world come. Having forgiven, I no longer see myself as guilty. I can accept the innocence that is the truth about me. Seen through understanding eyes, the holiness of the world is all I see. For I can picture only the thoughts I hold about myself. My holiness envelops everything I see.
My holiness blesses the world. The perception of my holiness does not bless me alone. Everyone and everything I see in its light shares in the joy it brings to me. There is nothing that is apart from this joy, because there is nothing that does not share my holiness. As I recognize my holiness, so does the holiness of the world shine forth for everyone to see. My holiness blesses the world. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. My holiness is unlimited in its power to heal, because it is unlimited in its power to save. What is there to be saved from except illusions? And what are all illusions except false ideas about myself? My holiness undoes them all by asserting the truth about me. In the presence of my holiness, which I share with God Himself, all idols vanish. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. My holiness is my salvation. Since my holiness saves me from all guilt, recognizing my holiness is recognizing my salvation. It is also recognizing the salvation of the world. Once I have accepted my holiness, nothing can make me afraid. And because I am unafraid, everyone must share in my understanding, which is the gift of God to me and to the world. My holiness is my salvation.
Do the next one.
I am blessed as a son of God. Herein lies my claim to all good and only good. I am blessed as a son of God. All good things are mine because God intended them for me. I cannot suffer any loss or deprivation or pain because of who I am. My Father supports me, protects me, and directs me in all things. His care for me is infinite and is with me forever. I am eternally blessed as his son. I am blessed as a son of God.
Good. Is that how you feel, Anthea? Blessed?
In this very moment, yes.
Really? That's wonderful, because this is the very moment only one we have.
Yeah. Looking at your face right here, right now, I feel very blessed.
You do?
Yeah.
I've been told I have a face only a mother can love. So I've actually been told that a couple of times. But I have had some rather loving romances in my which I'm assuming include my face. Although in my last romance, I was told that my value lay in my ability to bring in an income and my penis. That was it.
Well, that's two things.
That's something. Yeah.
That's two things. So I had to just accept that for what it was. So, anyway, good. So today we're having the miracle of the scones or scones. I don't know how you're really meant to pronounce them. And if you notice, I have actual scones with jam and cream.
Oh, lovely.
But I bought the wrong cream. I have like this Philadelphia cream or something. It tastes like cheese, actually.
Yeah, Philadelphia cream cheese. It's delicious.
Right.
Mm.
So I have cream cheese scones,
Sounds
but they're
good.
okay. But it had French writing on the little tub of cream. It had fresh creme or something in French, like it was thing. And of course, a cup of tea. And so I have tea and scones, and I've had 2 scones already. But I wanted to do
that we had to wear fancy hats too. Vivian had a fancy hat.
Vivian, where's your fancy hat? I want to see it. Well, that is a fancy hat. I feel like you should be standing outside Buckingham Palace with a rifle or something. Very good. John, you went in on it yesterday for scones, and Anthea, Bibiana, where's your scones?
No scones. I have sick child, but I have a tea with a perfect mug. Happy mind, happy life.
That'll do. Sick children love scones, you know. It's the best thing for them. Give them plenty of sugar and plenty of fat. That's what they need.
Mine has no fat in it and no sugar.
You aren't even eating scones. You're eating.
I am.
Chocolate.
No, I made it. I made it.
Really?
I mean,
You made?
I did.
Well,
I saw that Rosie said that she made it with spelt flour, and I was like, I have spelt flour. So it looks like a muffin.
You have choc chips or something. That's what I thought. It was a muffin.
And blueberries. I mean, I did my best.
Oh, blueberries. Well, I wanted to do the scones and tea thing because tradition was something that came up for me in yesterday. Oh my God, I've had the worst night, or the weirdest night. Anyway, I'll give you the rundown in a minute. But tradition was something that came through yesterday. was to talk to you guys about tradition and ritual and stuff like that. And I thought it's all very English because I have an English heritage, and nothing more English in my book than scones and tea, or tea and scones. So I thought we'll get into it, because the one thing I really like to do is to shatter illusions.